Imagine standing at the helm of a longship. It is the fourth day of rowing. The North Atlantic wind cuts through your layers of wool. You haven't had more than 2 hours of sleep in a single stretch. Your diet for the past week has been dried fish, sour milk, and hard bread. Every muscle in your body screams for rest, but the coastline of England is visible, and the success of the raid depends on your immediate alertness. There is no room for sluggishness. When you look at the Viking Age, you are looking at a civilization built on chronic, intentional fatigue. They mastered long-haul travel, fought immediately after disembarking, and navigated by the stars while deprived of comfort and regular sleep. Here's the question that ruins modern ambition. Why do you need a double espresso just to open your laptop? Why do you crash at 3 p.m. when your day is only half done? Why does the idea of starting a complex project feel physically exhausting? The Vikings couldn't afford chronic fatigue. They invented a biohacking system that programmed the nervous system for perpetual low-grade energy. This system wasn't about more sleep. It was about optimizing the energy they had, turning exhaustion into a baseline, and reserving true rest for when the work was truly done. Today we will unpack the Viking endurance protocol, how they regulated their diet and sleep cycles to maintain combat readiness, and why this ancient method is the ultimate cure for modern tiredness. The Viking concept of energy was rooted in necessity. They were ultra-endurance athletes whose training included the very act of travel and survival. Their system for energy, or rather, managing deficit, was based on 3 pillars, turning fatigue into a tool. Principle 1. The scarcity mindset. The Dagmal Delay rhythm. Vikings ate 2 structured meals a day. Dagmal, the day meal, light, and Natmal, the night meal, heavier. The purpose of this strict, sparse feeding was not just resource management. It trained the body to run on efficiency, not luxury. Their diet was high in fat and protein, dairy like skyr, fish, and whole grains, which provide stable, slow-release energy, avoiding the blood sugar spikes that cause modern energy crashes. They avoided the feast and crash cycle. Principle 2. The discipline of the cold. Adrenaline spikes. Constant exposure to cold, sleeping on deck in a bearskin, bathing in icy water, living in drafty, longhouses, forced their bodies to maintain a higher basal metabolic rate. This continuous, low-level stress trained the release of noradrenaline, a neurotransmitter that increases vigilance, focus, and energy without the crash associated with caffeine. The cold was their first alarm clock and their permanent source of clean energy. Principle 3. Segmented sleep. Húðfat. While traveling, the Vikings could not afford 8 straight hours of rest. Historical accounts suggest a form of segmented or polyphasic sleep, napping during the day when the journey allowed, and sharing communal sleeping spaces, benches, longhouses, that naturally led to lighter, punctuated rest. They did not value deep, continuous sleep. They valued alertness. They trained their minds to enter the villa, rest, state quickly, and exit it instantly upon demand. This system was not about eliminating fatigue. It was about transcending the emotional response to fatigue. How did the Vikings physically program themselves for relentless endurance? Technique 1. Functional fasting. The Dagmal Delay. The Dagmal, morning meal, was often consumed relatively late, after a period of immediate physical activity, like launching the ship or starting farm work. This involuntary intermittent fasting forced the body to burn fat stores for fuel early in the day. The energy mechanic. This practice encourages ketone body production and increases levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, which is essential for brain health, focus, and fighting mental fog. They fueled their raids with clean-burning fat and focused minds. Technique 2. The Húðfat rest, the power nap. On long journeys, Vikings slept in leather sleeping bags, Húðfat, often on deck or cold benches. This was not comfortable. The lack of deep comfort prevented excessive deep sleep, SWS, and kept them in a state of controlled, light rest. The energy mechanic. The cold and light sleep prevented the sleep inertia, grogginess, that plagues modern deep sleepers, allowing them to wake up immediately ready for action, minimizing the transition time from rest to high alert focus. Technique 3. The endurance stack. Nutrient cycling. The Viking diet was not random. It relied heavily on high-protein skyr curds, nutrient-dense bone, broth/stews, and complex carbohydrates from barley, oats. They cycled their heavier food consumption, the Dagmal, to the end of the day to maximize recovery and repair during their segmented rest. The energy mechanic. They maximized slow-release fuel and recovery nutrients, ensuring their bodies had the building blocks for repair, unlike modern diets that flood the system with quick, crashing sugars. Your modern life requires mental endurance, not just physical, but your nervous system still runs on. The ancient Viking programming. If you are always tired, it means you have conditioned your body to demand high comfort and constant fuel, leading to perpetual energy debt. The Viking method is the opposite. Systematic energy conservation through self-imposed deficit. Rule 1. The immediate awakening. No snooze, no coffee first. The Vikings woke up and worked immediately. Your bed is your ship's deck. Modern protocol. Set your alarm away from your bed. The moment it rings, stand up. Do not hit snooze. Do not look at your phone. Immediately engage in a simple, physical task for 10 minutes. Stretching, push-ups, cold water. You are training your brain to see waking up as an activation command, not a request for negotiation. Target. Eliminate the 30-minute mental negotiation that wastes your morning energy budget. Rule 2. The midday Dagmal. Intermittent fuel. Stop grazing and snacking. Fuel your body only when performance requires it. Modern protocol. Implement the warrior window. Push your first substantial meal of the day back until after your first high-priority task is complete, for example, 10 a.m. or 12 p.m. This forces your body to tap into fat stores and utilize BDNF for peak mental clarity during your most important hours. Target. Eliminate the post-lunch energy crash. The Dagmal should be your heaviest meal. Rule 3. The Anti-Grogginess Nap. Segmented rest. If you need a rest, make it short, cold, and uncomfortable. Modern protocol. If you need a nap, make it a 20-minute power nap in an environment that is slightly cool or uncomfortable. For example, in a chair, not your bed, or with a fan on. Set an alarm. Do not rest past 25 minutes. Target. Achieve the Húðfat state of light rest without entering deep sleep, SWS, ensuring you wake up alert and energized, not groggy. Return to the longship. The shore is in sight. The warrior, running on 3 hours of segmented sleep and dried jerky, still rose with the force of a fresh man. He is not thinking about his fatigue. He is thinking, the work is not done. The fuel is conserved. The modern affliction is not lack of sleep. It is the expectancy of comfort. We spend too much energy avoiding fatigue and negotiating with our pillow. The Viking secret to endless energy is simple. They didn't see fatigue as a stop sign. They saw it as the price of ambition, and they trained their physiology to ignore the debt until the raid was complete. Every time you choose comfort over the immediate awakening, you are telling your brain that fatigue is a signal to quit. Every time you push your Dagmal back, you are programming your mind for sharp, sustained focus. Your 7-day Viking challenge. For the next 7 days, no snooze button. No food until after your first hour of high-focus work. Start training your body to be an engine of endurance, not a slave to the pillow. The question isn't whether you can stop feeling tired. The question is whether you will adopt the discipline to run your life on performance-based energy, just like the Northmen.